I went out to check out Deepwater Horizon starring Mark Wahlberg. This is the latest movie from Peter Berg, who is a terrific filmmaker, although he has the propensity to be a little jingoistic with some of the movies that he makes. But this one actually was done with a little bit more finesse than I was expecting. We've got Mark Wahlberg in the hero role. He's playing a character named Mike Wilson, who ends up saving a lot of people on this oil rig that explodes. And of course, this was the biggest oil disaster in history that happened in the Gulf Coast. BP was basically prosecuted for the disaster, the ecological nightmare that occurred because of this explosion. And the movie could have gone in a couple of directions. They could have obviously vilified the BP executives and everybody chasing the money, because that was an equation in this thing exploding. And there's an element of that in there. John Malkovich plays a very greedy BP executive who is adamant that people keep drilling even in unsafe circumstances, and that leads to the just the chaos and the hell that erupts in the middle of this movie. And it doesn't go too far in that direction, and it doesn't go too far in, Mark Wahlberg is in Transformers mode, and he can leap off of the tops of things and rescue people and grab people and throw them, and he's basically fireproof. He's not, there are a bunch of humans in this movie, and I was very surprised at the lighter touch that Peter Berg had with conveying this story. And I think it's an important story, because I think what's happening in the way that we look at people that work in the oil industry, and as we're all sort of made acutely aware of the effects of climate change and the impact that our addiction to oil is having on the earth, is that we're kind of losing that human dimension. We're losing the tale of these people that work really, really hard in unbelievably dangerous situations to try to keep that oil pumping so that people can, get their products and drive their cars and take their airplane trips. We all need that stuff still, and I actually kind of liked that we got a sense of the humans that are involved in keeping these really intricate operations moving, and the idea of life on an oil rig is harrowing. I just can't believe that people put themselves into this unbelievable danger. Obviously, the paychecks can be pretty big for some of these people, and we get to examine a little bit of that, not just with Mark Wahlberg, not just with Kurt Russell, who plays kind of the mustached, by-the-book boss in this thing by the name of Mr. Jimmy. I actually liked his performance. He was terrific. He had a lot of power on screen, and he commanded a lot of respect from all of the other actors on screen. But all of the supporting cast members were terrific as well. Maybe there was a little bit too much, sort of safe patter or unbelievable patter. Everybody just had a witty, snappy thing to say. But they did convey a sense of familial connection, and that we're all in this together, and that it was a family, a team that's able to pull off the impossibility of digging 3,000 miles into the earth through the ocean and getting all of this oil. I was actually quite fascinated by that. Now, of course, the big payoff in this movie is watching these characters and the actors that portray them deal with this unbelievable disaster that occurs about halfway through this thing. And that is handled expertly in this movie. The visual effects are phenomenal. The camera work is crazy. It's a little bit nuts at the beginning of the movie, because Peter Berg, fresh off of his stint with Friday Night Lights and a lot of the film work that he's done and television work that he's done is kind of thematic. It's all, sort of handheld cameras, tight shots, plunky sort of, Texas guitar kind of thing. And almost some of the cuts at the beginning could feel like an episode of Friday Night Lights or something. It really does give us a sense of the danger that befalls this hapless group of people. And it's an unimaginable tragedy that this occurred. It does make you very angry watching this movie and this disaster unfold. And we've got to figure out some safer ways to get energy on this planet. But I think this is an important story. And I think Peter Berg did a great job. Kurt Russell was fantastic on the screen. Mark Wahlberg was decent. And I also really dug John Malkovich's crazy Creole accent in this thing. I had a good time, and I was muttering under my breath, "Oh my God," quite a bit, because lots of crazy stuff happens. I'm going to give Deepwater Horizon an 8.5 out of 10. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.